Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lena Small Talk. I'm so excited to be back. It's been a while. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a great show today. We're going to be talking teacher talk. We have a great guest, and thank you all for just following and liking Lena. Continue to like, share, and follow us. We're doing some great things. I'm going to give you all some updates, and I just want to thank you all for joining us tonight. If you have any questions and that we don't see, we will answer them after the show. So just welcome, and I thank you all for being here. So today, let's get started. We have a great guest, beautiful guest. Her name is Tarante Nichols, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself. Hey, Tarante.
Thank
Hey,
Hi, how are you? Thank you so
doing
much
great.
for allowing me to share my story, my knowledge and my experience. So this is my 20th year in the educational in my career as a teacher. And so I began my career as a special education teacher. And then I transitioned, I taught special education for about 11 years. And then I transitioned into the general curriculum as an English teacher, and I've been teaching English since 2011.
Wow.
During that time, I have been able to go back to school, and I have my master's in reading, and I also have my postgraduate certificate in educational leadership. So I'm so blessed. It's been a blessing. So thank you so much for allowing me to share my story.
Amen. You have a lot going on. And then you have won with Lena for just being an
Yes.
outstanding teacher, and what you do is just amazing, especially in this time and day when it's very difficult for children and for teachers. You hear about a lot of classroom stuff, and it takes a heart. It takes really a loving heart to be able to deal with children today. And so kudos to you. We just applaud you for what you do, and that you have done it for a long time. So we're going to get into some questions, and we're going to talk about some things. So one of the questions I wanted to ask is, what do you feel that most teachers need from parents?
Just to support. It's we as teachers do not want to call home and speak to parents about behavior issues or anything that may be negative. So we definitely encourage parents to reach out and to support us. And if we call home, it is definitely something that we can't control anymore in the classroom. So just support us. Make sure that you're engaged in your child's learning, and support them as well with like homework or any other thing that they have to complete.
Right, because a lot of times we hear it starts at home. You guys are just putting the icing on the cake, as I say, but the real foundation starts at home. And so that is a great answer, because if you don't have the support, if the teachers don't have the support, it makes it very hard to do your job. Am I
Hmm.
right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Because they feel like, okay, well, she can call home, but my mom or dad, they're not gonna, like they're not gonna respond, or they're not gonna support her. So it doesn't matter. But when they know that their parents are in contact with teachers, things definitely change. So behaviors and other issues definitely change.
Well, I know children have been out for a about a year, maybe so, or everybody's still getting, back to after COVID. So, do you feel that children still deal with the timeout due to COVID?
Absolutely. There has definitely been an achievement gap. And so we're definitely working with, making sure that the students are able to get back to their reading and their writing and basic literacy. And math as well. Reading and math are the main two areas that have been a challenge for students coming back from COVID. So yeah, we definitely see it in the classroom.
Oh, wow. So, do you think technology is a positive or negative when it comes to today's children?
It can be. I mean, we definitely want to make sure that our students are able to compete in the technology world in this century of technology. So we have to we have to integrate technology into the curriculum or into instruction. So it can be a positive if it's used the right way.
And sometimes I feel like, this is just my opinion, like children
Mhm.
depend on it too much. And there's a lot of bullying on social media. And then I think a lot of trouble stems from social media and they bring it into the schools. Like
Mhm.
maybe someone is beefing online and then they bring it to school. So,
Yeah,
I think it could be negative, like you said, and positive. Positive
absolutely.
for, because you need to research, these days, when we were younger, we had these things called encyclopedias. I don't know if
We
everybody, so when we had to research something, we went to the encyclopedia or the book. Nowadays, children need the social media to research things. Am I right? Is that how they do it, or are they still researching things through books?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily say social media. I would just say technology and like the online, like the World Wide Web. So social media definitely is not to me an instructional tool. That's just my opinion. But I'm sure teachers are able to use maybe Twitter for a particular assignment or YouTube because students can post videos to YouTube. So I guess as long as it's instructional related, then it should be fine.
Okay. So, our class, our lesson plans focus around the SOLs. I know some people would like to know that. Or what do you feel about that? How do you feel about the SOLs?
Well, I know that the SOL, well, we do have to implement concepts and various information from the SOL, but you can still be creative in your way of providing that instruction and make sure that it's still centered around the concept that they need to learn from the SOL.
Okay, great. I'm just looking online. I have my phone
Okay.
because sometimes I can't see the comments, but you have
Okay.
everybody saying good evening and good evening. Oh, somebody said they still have their encyclopedias. That's funny.
Yes, and dictionaries too. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I think we have gotten away from books, and
Hmm.
being an author, I just, sometimes I feel like, is people gonna really read these books? Like, are children still reading books? Now you have children. How do they have a library? Do you still
Yes.
implement reading to your children?
Yes, we actually have because I'm an English teacher, so we read every day the first 20 minutes of every block, and they are not to read anything from like their tablet or an electronic version of their book. I need a paper copy. So, but my children here, yeah, we have I have tons of books related from like nonfiction to fiction, inspirational. So definitely.
Yeah, so that's something to encourage parents. Please keep your children reading books because we don't want to get away from books. Books is
Hmm.
important. You know, sometimes now they have you can read on Audible.
Yeah,
It's good to read on Audible, but it's still good to pick up a book sometime and to
absolutely.
read. So let me ask another question. What do you how does bullying play a big part in children going back to school? Let's talk about bullying because that's a very important topic.
Major
So
issue.
what are your thoughts about bullying in the schools?
A major issue. We encourage our students if they see something or know something to report it anonymously, so that they won't feel like that they're going to be targeted if they do speak on it. But it's a major issue, and social media doesn't make it any better. But we definitely encourage our students to reach out to admin or any staff members if they know of anything that's happening that is being negatively influenced on someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how strict are the policies about bullying? I mean, are the kids being dealt with, or is it hard to prove, or what do you think?
Well, in certain cases, it can be hard if they don't have quote unquote proof. But it is handled. Admin is very involved in it. And if it escalates and it leads to something where our resource officer needs to get involved, that may happen as well.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, because that's a serious problem, and I think that's why a lot of kids don't want to go back to school, or
Hmm.
don't they want to homeschool. What are your okay? So a lot of people might not know what. Can you explain what an IEP is?
Hmm. So it's an individualized educational plan for students with disabilities who are enrolled in public education. So it allows them to get that individualized instruction and related services.
Okay, let's see. Reading books is okay. Someone says
Okay.
reading books is fundamental. I'm trying to read some of the
Yeah.
comments. So, when do you know that? Um, when does a parent know that their child needs an IEP? Is it because behavior? I mean,
I mean, they can see, most parents may be able to see signs of maybe attention or focus issues, or even deficits in like reading or math, even writing. So they can see, sometimes they'll be able to see that at home, and then they can reach out to the teacher and let the teacher know that what they're seeing at home, and to ask the teacher are they seeing it in the classroom as well. And then they can always reach out to their school. Most schools have a special education senior teacher or administration. So they should be able to reach out to someone at the school, and then that should begin a child study meeting. So where the teacher, the parent, most likely the students are not going to be involved in that child study, but it'll give the teachers an opportunity to monitor and to monitor that student and do it and complete an observation. And then they'll take all of the notes and the documentation that they have gathered, and to determine if the student actually has a disability, or if they have some type of deficit that may require a 504.
okay. And what's the 504? Explain, because everybody don't know.
Okay, so from my knowledge, a 504 is not particularly an IEP, but it is a plan that can be followed. So if a student doesn't qualify for if they don't have a disability and they do not qualify for an IEP, they may be able to receive services through or with a 504.
Okay.
And that can still be, it's kind of similar to an IEP, but it's not really considered special education.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions that people are
Okay.
asking. Someone says, what can a parent do to help increase a child's attention span?
Ooh. Let's see.
What are some of
So
the
they
things?
can make sure that the student that they're engaged in, maybe like using flashcards or some type of remediation that may be able to help with the long term or focus attention issues. um but to just be I guess to have the student be sitting for like a long period of time. So you could do maybe some type of remediation for maybe like 10 minutes and then give them a break. But just to have them sitting for 20 minutes or for 90 minutes, that's not going to help the issue of attention. Yeah, they need to get up, they need to have breaks.
Okay.
But remediation could definitely help with that.
Okay. Someone else said, I know a few parents, children are now being homeschooled. Has
Yeah.
those percentages went up? Do you find that a lot of
Yes. Yeah, it has.
you think
It
it's due
definitely
to
has.
the shootings in the schools or different? violent things that are happening in the schools?
Yes, I think that has increased the amount of students who are being serviced at home. But I mean, it was we've always had students whose parents decide to keep them at home for homeschooling. But the number has definitely increased, and it could be due to COVID. It could be due to the recent shootings as well.
Okay. So can you tell everyone like what grade do you teach? And
Yes. Okay. So I teach high school. I have taught English 9, English 10, English 12. I have not taught English 11. And so I've always taught at the high school. But I'm
wow.
always open to maybe elementary or middle school as well.
So what are some of the high school? What are some of the issues
Yeah.
you deal with that? That has to be because they're like young adults. And so
Yes, but they still need routine. They still need to know that you care about them. They still need to have that relationship with you. So even though they're in high school, they will, if they know that you care about them, if they know that you're not going to allow certain behaviors in your classroom, then that would, you don't have those issues. But classroom management is a major part of building that relationship with your students. Yeah,
wow. Yeah,
definitely
it's a
classroom
rapport.
management.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just having that great rapport, not being, because everybody. I know growing up, everybody can say I had a favorite teacher. So
Yeah.
you want people, you want to be someone's favorite teacher because it's not all about teachers going to get a paycheck because I really believe y'all underpaid, y'all deserve more than what y'all get, but it's not about a pay. You have to have a heart for this. If you don't have a heart for
Absolutely.
this, it's not going to work. I've seen um, lots of articles or different things because I've researched, things before people get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of teachers don't even make it. They, and then you see videos where the teachers are in the classroom fighting the children, and
Mm.
it's a mess. And you like, how do they do this? So
Yeah.
if so, I'm going to ask you: has anyone ever got aggressive with you since you teach high school? And
Well,
what did you do?
well, a few years ago, like
Okay.
I've never had anyone to hit me or to attempt to hit me, but I did have someone try to walk out of my classroom,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, no, no, you're staying here. Where are you going? Where are you going to? So my student, she brushed past me and walked out, and so that was the only I've never, yeah, and that I've never experienced anything like that. But that's the only thing that I can think of that I would consider. I don't know, because it really wasn't aggressive. She just wanted to leave the class. So yeah,
Wow, you're one of the lucky ones. Then that's awesome.
yeah.
Someone
But
said,
I teach in the county too. I teach in the county. I don't teach in the city. So maybe
"Oh, that
that
makes
might
a
be
difference."
yeah, that might
That
make a
makes a
difference.
difference.
I mean, we have no, but we have our own issues in the county as well. So we may not have like the escalated behavior issues, but we have issues too. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Someone said your students are blessed to have you. Oh, that's
Oh.
nice. Yeah. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
yes. So, I mean, so what advice, as we're
Mhm.
kind of getting to the end, what would you just want to share with anybody out here, parents, you know, parents who are raising foster children and parents who are raising, because we advocate for foster parents, and
Yeah.
what advice would you give a parent going into this new school year? Like, what
Yeah.
are some things that you would, as a teacher and as a parent, that you would
Mhm.
share with someone that's just really nervous about going back to school, really just, we all been praying for the children to go back
Yes.
to school, and I suggest um, parents, if you have children or grandparents or anybody that you have going back to school, let's start praying. We should have been we pray.
Yes.
Pray
Yes.
before pray over those children before they leave home.
Yes.
Pray over them.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
pray
Yes.
over them.
And it's okay. Like it's okay to feel anxious. But just pray, like you just said, pray over your children, and get involved, ask questions, ask how their day was, what did they learn that day, reach out to the teacher. Sometimes it's nice to get a nice email from parents to say, just to introduce yourself. Once teachers know, and even this goes vice versa, two ways. Once teachers know that parents are involved, they got them. Like they're going to always have a connection. And once parents know that teachers are involved and that they care about their child, that goes so far. Yeah. So definitely that two-way communication, and just staying involved, and just trying to build positive relationships with with the faculty and the admin, because your admin administration, they deal with your children too, they deal with your child too. So just trying to have a positive relationship with their teachers, the people that they're involved with, that they encounter during the day, and then just being reachable when teachers and admin try to call and try to reach out to you. Just be reachable, be approachable, be supportive, because it takes a team. It takes a village.
Yeah.
There is no, definitely, there is no one way to handle anything. It takes everyone involved, everyone.
Yeah. And I missed the question. I'm sorry. Well, someone
Okay.
says pray and anoint them before they leave. Absolutely. Someone says, like with the situation with the girl leaving, it's best to let her go and cool down. Like,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
sometimes
absolutely.
you have to give the students space because you don't know what they deal with.
No, I mean, some kids, they come to school, with so much baggage and so much going on. So you definitely need to, and then when they're not having a good day, I still reach out to my students and say, hey, how are you, what's going on? You're not being yourself. Is there anything that I can do? And they appreciate that. They appreciate the fact that you're reaching out to them and you're trying to see how you can help. So, yeah.
So this is a question I'm curious about. Do the teachers gather for, I mean, I know prayer in school, but I know about all that, no prayer in school, but
yeah.
do you all get together and pray before the students get in, or you guys do that individually or
individually? Yeah, individually.
Because you can't do it in the schools. Okay. All right. I was just wondering. Someone says you were destined to use your gift of teaching. No weapon formed will prosper on your kingdom assignment to educate our children. Awesome. That is awesome.
That's a blessing. Yes, thank
you. Is a blessing. I mean, so we just know that you're. I mean, because of your personality and because of your spirit, we know that God put you in the right place, and you don't ever have to second guess what you're doing if this is what you should do. I mean, just even in your children and in your son and how you guys are raising them. Little secret, y'all, this is my cousin. So I just had to put that secret out there. But we're family, and just knowing your spirit and who you are, you're doing a wonderful job, and I mean, just amazing. And
thank you.
People are saying, keep up the good work. You're doing a good job, so just never think that you're not where you're supposed to be. And God is going to protect you all, these teachers. And I just pray that if you're a teacher out there, I pray that you're doing it from your heart. I really do. Because
Regina, I'm gonna tell you, students know when you're fake. So they can tell it like right off. So you have to be genuine, and you really have to show that that you're there for the right reasons, because they will determine it. And then when they know that you're not there for the right reasons, you've lost them. Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
have you ever had a student that
Mhm.
went to another grade and come back? I'm going to go see Miss Nichols.
Oh, all the time. I'm telling you, I have been blessed. I have worked with a lot of great young individuals. So yeah, I've had students like reach out to me via Facebook.
Wow.
I had a student who reached out to me, and he's married. He has
Oh,
children, and
wow.
I was so yeah. It just warmed my heart. I just touch my spirit, touch my heart. But it is awesome when you have students who come back and let you know how they're doing, let you know that you inspired them, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters, that you touch them. Yeah, it's
That
not
is.
even about the content. It's about building relationships and being able to help our young adults grow into mature, productive individuals. Absolutely. Yeah.
Someone says, I'm trying to read the comments for us.
Okay.
Oh, someone said that's when you know you're a great teacher when they reach back out.
Yeah.
Someone else says, awesome and beautiful woman of God. Yes, children see that. I couldn't finish. I don't know what else she said after that, but she said, blessed woman of God. So yeah, I mean, I I'm telling you, I know that personally when I had my son, my oldest son was going to
Mhm.
school, a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I have met some wonderful teachers that he had. And you're right.
Mhm.
I knew who was fake and I knew who wasn't.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I know some of the teachers that he had still reached out after he was older and they want to know how you, or when you see them in the street, well,
Yeah.
how's your son doing? So you
Mhm.
know who's, and people that remember your children, so
Yeah.
those are the great teachers, when they remember who you are when you're older. I remember having you when you were younger. I've been out,
Mhm.
many times. I'm trying to read the comments. I remember going
Okay.
out and we seen a teacher that the teacher said to me, "You look
Uh-huh.
familiar," and I was like,
Oh.
"Hmm." She said, Did you have a son that go to Enrico or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I know who you are. You're
Yeah.
Mrs. So and so. Your son was." To me, that's awesome.
Yes.
Because my son
Yes.
is grown, so for you to
Yes.
remember me, and remember who he was, that's
Mhm.
the kind of teachers we need. That when you see
Mhm.
when you see your students that you had years ago in the streets or at the store, that you can be like, "Hey, how are
Mhm.
you?" Or they could say, "How are you?" And so yeah, so that's a wonderful feeling. Like someone said, you have to build a rapport, and someone says not everyone is called to be a teacher, and that's
Mhm.
that's the truth.
Yes.
So we have a lot of comments on here. Thank you, everybody,
Oh,
for joining us,
yes.
being um, being involved. And what we'll do is when the show is over, if we can go back, if we missed any questions, we'll be glad to answer some of the questions. I'm trying to read some more.
Okay.
Uh, oh, okay. Yes, it's to inspire and leave that impact. Someone says, yes, it's great to inspire and to leave that great impact. Yes, yes, on the
Mhm.
teachers. We have some teachers here online.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
one of my friends is a principal and she's on here. Oh,
Yeah.
from all the way from Ohio. So that's
Oh.
awesome. So yeah, so I'm trying to see if I have any more questions or so. Before we leave, everyone, is there anything you would like to say to Tarante, or any last questions that you would like to ask her? You can ask them right now, and she can answer them for you. Mm, okay, let's see. Mm. Someone said, in the name of Jesus, all student teachers and administrators and parents have an awesome and safe school year. Amen. Yeah.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
so people are praying right now, already
Yes.
praying. Yes,
Yes. We need those
inspired.
prayers.
Yeah, we need those prayers. So, I mean, I just thought this was a great show because it was a lot of insight, and we don't talk to teachers as much. I know we advocate on here for foster care, but
Mhm.
it's a lot of people, that needs to be, heard, especially parents who
Yes.
dealing with already sending their children to school. And if their children are dealing with behavioral problems, or if their children are dealing with learning disabilities, to have a teacher on here and to share what you guys go through and what they can do to help parents is awesome. So I just want to thank you for being on here today, and you've been a great guest. And yeah, I just enjoyed having you. And I also want to do this before we go. We have two winners
Oh.
for the going back to the nomination for the two winners. Okay, so we have Felicia Nicholson. She's a teacher,
Oh.
fifth grade at Ruby F. Carver Elementary. And we have Anthony Sykes. He's a fifth grade at Walnut Hill Elementary. So we want to congratulate the two winners,
Yes.
and they will be getting baskets made by Love Baskets with Doris Roberts, who does the baskets. So I'm excited for you all.
Awesome.
Congratulations. So someone says, if they wanted to ask you a question, how can they reach you? Like if they wanted to.
Okay. Oh, so it's my first and last name. So it's TYRONTAYNICHOLS@gmail.com.
Okay, and I want you to repeat it again. We should have
Okay.
wrote that. So
Okay. Oh, so it's my first and last name at Gmail. So it's TYRONTAYNICHOLS@gmail.com.
So everyone, if you have any questions, or if you just want to talk to Tarante about, just ask, being, you want to just not do it on here, and you just want to ask her a question, reach out to her,
Yes, please. I'll answer
reach
them if I
reach
can.
out to her. So everyone, yeah. So wow, we have more people joining, and it's almost over.
Oh,
But you guys,
good.
if you
Oh,
if you missed the show, you can always go back. All our shows are pre-recorded. You can watch them. We are on YouTube. We are on Lena's Adventures, and we are on my Regina M. Austin. So please go out, share this. Like she said, you can reach out to her if you have personal question about, because sometimes if a parent doesn't know the teacher yet, or
mm-hmm,
school hasn't started yet, and you don't know who your new teacher is,
mm-hmm.
sometimes parents are scared to ask, questions, you know,
Yes, yeah.
but she will answer your question if you email her, and if whatever you want to ask her, she'll be available to answer your questions. So any last words and for everybody?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak and for allowing
Yeah.
me to share my knowledge and experience. Teachers out there, don't give up. We need you. We need you. Stay in there. It'll get better. It will. It will. And
Amen.
parents, just support your child, support your teachers, and be available. Yes, because we need you, and they need you also. Yeah.
Amen. Amen for everybody that joined today. We had a lot of people on today, and I'm excited. Thank you guys for joining. We haven't been on here in a while, but we're back. We're going to be on once a month. I think um, once a month, so we can um, really take our time finding great guests like Tarante. So we really want to take our time and not just rush people on. So we're going to do once a month. If you know anyone, or if you would like to be have something that you want to talk about with our small talk, reach out to me and let me know. I'm always willing to, everything is not always about foster care. We try to kind of center everything around foster care, but we're open to just have small talks. And that's what it's called, Lena's Adventure Small Talk. So Tarante, thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody, I want you all to have a blessed day. And we got some new things coming up. Keep watching Lena. We're doing some revamping, and we're doing some, we've been a nonprofit 2 years now. So we're excited about going into our second year and just doing more things. Now that COVID's over, you'll see Lena more places now. You'll see us um, getting out. But I do want to tell you all about books since we have teachers on here. Please, going back to the first book, which is Lena's Adoption Day. That's where it all began. So I really want to, even if you don't know someone that's been adopted, Lena is a very cute book. It's geared to anybody. It's about a girl, and we're following her on her journey. And she just happens to be in foster care, but she has a lot of fun journey. We got the next book coming out, so we're doing great. We just need more support. So please, guys, like our page. I do notice that a lot of people is liking my personal page, which is Regina M. Austin, but follow Lena's Adventures because that's where all the information and all the things that Lena's Adventures is doing. I do share a lot on my page, but really we need all of you to go on over to Lena's page and just follow Lena's Adventures. So you all have a great night. Thank you for joining, everyone. Rewatch the show, share it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.